So 2025 in August, my bra now isihlala kabuhlungu, on the side. I'm like, this can't be normal. I'd gained a bit of weight also. So I'm like, okay, there's a bit of weight gain, but it can't be that my breasts are that bigger and my bra is hurting my breasts like that. I try and live as healthily as possible, and you decide to bring cancer my way. And then this child comes and decides to disappoint me and gets impregnated. And so late to say I'm even going to, because I would have taken her, Mina, to go and terminate. I left the hospital immediately and I went ka government isibhedlela. I got there isibhedlela at 1 p.m. I only saw the doctor at 8 p.m. I was like, I'm going to sit this one. I'll be patient because my life depends on this thing now.
Diary of a Grieving Mother. This podcast is inspired by the sudden premature death of my 10-year-old daughter, Kanyisile, who passed on from a ruptured brain aneurysm on the 11th of January 2024. But it's not only for grieving mothers. Are you a father? Are you a brother? Are you an uncle? Are you a sister? Are you a daughter who has lost someone or something valuable in your life and you want to come and talk to us about it? Let us hold your hand through this journey called grief. Phone us, email us. Let's have a chat as we navigate through the journey of grief. This is Diary of a Grieving Mother. Welcome to yet another episode of Diary of a Grieving Mother. As I always say, this podcast is birthed from the painful experience of losing my daughter, who was 10 years old 2 years ago, to a ruptured brain aneurysm. It is a safe space to come and talk about the grief you're going through. Grief is multifaceted. I'm grieving the loss of a daughter who passed away suddenly, prematurely. You might be going through grief because you're grieving finances that you lost, a relationship that you lost. Whatever it is that you've lost, you need to go through a journey of grief. That is why I say this is a safe space to come and talk about the journey, because as you talk, somebody is listening and they are healing, and vice versa. Today in studio, I've got a beautiful lady with us in studio today who's coming to take us through her grief journey. Let's hear what this is all about. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. I'm great, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Your name and your surname.
My name is Ututuzile Dlamini.
Where are you from?
I'm a Jozi girl, born and bred in Jozi. Soweto. But yeah,
You've lived.
I've lived west, north, south, east of Joburg.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. It's good to have you in studio today.
Thank you.
I think I look at you and I still see the younger version of you. By the way, we went to, I think, is it high school or primary school? High school, yeah. We went to high school together. And I still see that Ubusi. You used to play netball, ne?
Hockey.
You never played netball?
No.
I did netball.
Never. You did netball.
You did hockey?
I did hockey, and then we made up drama and choir.
Ah, drama and choir. Did you sing?
Yes.
Now, Wakula, you also sang?
Yes.
Choir?
Yes.
Hey, I don't remember.
Mrs. Turner.
Mrs. Turner, yes.
Yes.
Drama, what drama did you do?
What did we do? The suit. We did Ice Fids, and we...
Okay, so you were there when you did the suit.
Yes.
I was Matilda.
Yes.
Tilly. Howard Musese was the husband of the suit husband. Yeah.
That. We did the moon. Ooh, back of the moon.
Back of the moon, boys. Back of the moon, boys. Top shipping in Joburg is the back of the moon. Hey, guys, high school. No, I am on break school. Oh my God, such memories, eh? It's like you wish we had records. Bye, Batatama video.
They should have
They
been,
should have been.
but probably on VHS.
Yeah, but then they should be able to move from VHS
to DVD or digital.
Digital. Sis was born. Hey, wow. Okay. Yes, we'll see. Diary of a Grieving Mom. I'm sure you've seen. I've been through the most. I was watching your posts on social media the other day, and I thought, yo, hi guys, kanti impilo injani? How is life? Busi, what are you grieving?
I am grieving a sense of normalcy for me. What I know as life in normal, that's what I'm missing. 2026 has just literally changed my whole outlook in life, and yeah, that's what I'm grieving. I'm grieving health.
Health. Let's talk
Great
about
health.
Let's talk about health. What about your health are you reflecting on and saying, I'm going through a journey of grieving normalcy?
So beginning of 2026, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It's a very difficult journey. It's changed my life as I know it. You know, I'm literally just winging life right now and have absolutely no control. And that's my biggest fear. I don't want to not have control of things.
Breast cancer, Busi, Siakula, I'm looking at you because you were my junior at school, right?
We were a year apart.
We're a year apart. So I was your senior at school. And I'm looking at you now and I'm thinking, I've gone through my own stuff. You going through something as cancer. And Etina, when we grew up, we knew cancer to be the most scariest of them all. When do you find out?
I found out. So I tested in January. I got
Which January?
January of 2026.
What made you test?
So I discovered a lump. I discovered the lump in 2019, somewhere there. But, I paid no attention to it because, I don't know, maybe it's naiveness of being a kid. You're young.
How would you discover a lump in 2018, 2019? A lump, you discover it where?
On the breast.
Both?
On one breast.
Left, right?
On the right.
On the right.
Yeah.
So is this like a random day you're bathing and you discover?
I'm bathing, but there's like multiple. You feel because the breast was always lumps around the breast.
Okay.
And I initially thought it was they say it's your milk ducts because it's not so long and that I'd stopped breastfeeding.
Oh, so you thought it had to do with the fact that
I to breastfeed and there's still like those lumpish on the breast. And then I played it no mind up until 2024 when I feel on the right breast. Now this thing is starting to actually protrude. Now I can feel this one particular lump. And it's when I stood up then and I decided, let me go to a doctor and find out, hey, there's this lump I'm seeing here. And my GP then referred me to radiology for a mammogram and an ultrasound of the breast.
When was this?
This was March 2024. From there, I just also feel the doctor then misdiagnosed. Probably look at this small little lady and your age probably doesn't say, this thing could be breast cancer. Yeah. So you complaining about your breast is painful, but breast cancer is not painful. I always say it's not painful. Yeah. You don't have a history of cancer at home also. So it's come back after 6 months.
So when you say it's painful, pain?
My breast, yeah. I'm experiencing pain on the breast. Yeah.
Were you taking anything for it?
normal painkillers. You take your normal painkillers at home. I'm like, oh, okay, there's a bit of pain here. Let me just take
Yeah.
still pain and
And it will
ngilale.
go.
I'll be okay.
Yeah, yeah.
It does. Yeah, Lisa that time. But now and again, but my problem was it's grown bigger. So now I can feel, because I've always had small breasts,
Yeah.
So now I could feel this thing protrude. I'm like, no, it's not normal, because then in 2018 I could feel them and there were multiple also on the left side. Why is it growing bigger? Then that was starting to scare me. It's no, stand up and find out what's going on. But then that doctor was like, nah.
So when the doctor misdiagnosed you at that time, what does the doctor say it is and what do they give you? And what happens after that?
Doctor says to me, let's give it 6 months. Come back for 6 months review and let's see if this thing is growing bigger.
This is 2024.
2024. But in that same year, I didn't go back, because that same year around July, I had a major operation. A myomectomy. I had fibroids and cysts, ovarian cysts.
Yeah.
And so I had a major operation. They had to open me up, and I was like, there's no ways I'm going back to this hospital again for the breast. Like, I've had enough of hospital.
Yeah.
So 2025 in August, my bra now is on the side. I'm like, this can't be normal. I'd gained a bit of weight also. So I'm like, okay, there's a bit of weight gain, but it can't be that my breasts are that bigger and my bra is hurting my breasts like that. One time I then decide, let me examine myself again. I start examining. I'm like, now there's a second lump I'm feeling where I'm having the pain with the bra. But this one now, it's starting to protrude even more.
So examining yourself, you're at home now. Or you are
doing the normal examine your breast, try and see where's this thing.
lump. Yeah.
So then I decided I actually didn't go for my review. Let me start this whole journey again. So I start the journey again. That was August 2025. And I remember 2025, when we went into 2025, remember I just left my marital home a year before.
Sure.
So, and I took my kids and we were renting with the kids. And I'm like, hey, now I'm trying, we're not sickly people. Let me downgrade my medical aid.
Yeah.
Downgrade medical aid in 2025. 2025, and now I have to deal with starting a whole breast cancer journey. And the hospital plan says, we're not helping you with this.
Because you downgraded.
You're on a hospital plan, not medical aid.
Yeah.
I then was like, immediately, cancel hospital plan. I'm like, this thing is not going to work for me. Let me go back onto comprehensive medical aid. Go to comprehensive medical aid. Medical aid says, okay, doctor then says, you need to go back for the ultrasound again and the mammogram. Yeah. Fine, they cover me for that mammogram and stuff. The doctor says, if I look at your last results and your results now, this tumor is bigger. And you've got multiple. So I'm definitely going to need a biopsy.
What's a biopsy?
Biopsy is, so they take a needle and they bahlaba onto the actual tumor. So they make you numb, hlabe here and they numb the site. And it's like a long prickly thing. It's just like a isbamnyana. Just go click inside, and they take samples of the tumor from inside. So they did that. Oh, no, they didn't. They say, we're not paying for it. I go, okay, I actually need this thing, because now if this doctor, in fact, what scared me the most of this was the doctor that took it, and the doctor decided, let me call my senior. I'm like, okay, why is this doctor calling their senior? Because now it means lo akaboni kahle, and the senior was like, no, you definitely need to get a biopsy. I'm like, okay. It's scary, but let's just get over this. Medical aid denies me biopsy, and I ask privately, how much would I do this for? And they quoted me almost 14,000 just to do that biopsy test. I was like, noise. It's absolute noise, and the state does it for free. Then we go state route, and then I went. That was around September, no, around November. I decided I left the hospital immediately, and I went ka government isibhedlela. I got there isibhedlela at 1 p.m. I only saw the doctor at 8 p.m. I was like, I'm gonna sit this one. I'll be patient because my life depends on this thing now. I went there, and eventually the doctor there sees me. I was like, no, come back on such and such a day. We're going to have to refer you to a breast clinic because this thing is dealt with the breast clinic. They do that. I went back on the day. They said I need to come back on. We start the journey there, and I was referred to a Helen Joseph in Johannesburg. And the doctors there, they're like, okay, should we repeat the whole process with the mammogram and the ultrasound? So the doctor there, senior doctor, the professor there is like, no, I'm okay with your recent tests from your private. Let's just do a biopsy. I waited, I think, a month because the doctor was like, I need it urgently. I was so lucky because people wait in hospital, government, for these tests and these operations and stuff. My things just went, I went, they said the most urgent we can do your test is January. I said, it's fine. I'll see you guys in January. They did. They see me in January. They took the test. On the 12th of February, my results come back. And they are positive.
What does it mean they are positive?
I tested positive for breast cancer. This cancer detected.
Okay, so results come back, they're positive. Who calls you? Doctor calls you? Hospital calls you? What happens?
I go back because they say, they don't call you. Remember, it's not like you're private. They tell you to come back on such and such a day. Your results should be back. Indeed. In fact, when I got there, they said my results are not there. Since some lady was like, no, man, but I think on some results I saw Dlamini somewhere. Let me just check properly.
Who are you with, Mabuyela?
I'm alone.
Okay.
I'm alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it just, that place is bright pink. I think it just got so dark for me. I'm like, okay. One, how do I deal with this? I don't even know.
Ubuyela's better, you're alone.
I'm alone.
You're at reception.
Yes.
Ufunama results.
I'm at reception. I'm told go and fetch your results at the mammogram center and come back upstairs uzobona doctor.
So you go down to fetch the mammogram center.
I go to the mammogram center.
And you
go they find my results. I have to go back up to the doctor.
I assume the results were in an envelope. They closed.
They were not closed.
But you couldn't read them.
I peeked. But before the time that I saw the doctor, I'd already seen.
Whoa.
So what happened was that the results, they stapled them together like this. And I was like, but there's no doctor who's on Chikugu to why did I tear this thing? Because these are my results anyway. I peeked through and I saw, I'm like, okay. Before the doctor could tell me, I'd already seen.
So you peek through and you see what?
My result says, what is it? Ductal carcinoma detected.
For me, it's Greek. How did you know what was what?
I'm sitting there. Remember before I started this journey, and I'm starting to read up on breast cancer and the types, and I was like, okay. So the minute I saw, it said lobular, no, I'm lying, ductal carcinoma detected, and I saw carcinoma. Carcinoma is a type of cancer.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, it's detected. This is positive.
So you're holding your paper and now you must go up to the doctor. So you've checked this, Uiwani. What happens to you at that moment? We check Uiwani.
My mind is running. My mind was running already because now I'm now waiting for the doctor to tell me what stage are you on.
Are you emotional or you just okay at that moment? You're just waiting for
I was numb. I was numb. I won't lie to you. I was numb. I had no emotion. I didn't know what to go through. I didn't know what emotion I was supposed to be going through.
So you go upstairs,
And I'm waiting in the queue.
In the queue.
Yeah.
So while you're waiting in the queue, what's happening with you? Are you texting parents? What are you doing? Or are you just sitting there in your now?
I couldn't. I didn't text anybody. I kept quiet.
So you
The
finally
whole
see
day.
the doctor.
I finally see the doctor, and the doctor tells me, there's cancer detected in that breast. You do know what cancer is. I'm like, I do. All I remember asking her was, what stage am I on? And the doctor was like, there's different stages. And with the different types of cancers, it's called a TNB staging, where that's what tells what stage are you on. Luckily for me, she was like, it's a stage 3, but it's a stage 3 because of this tumor size, not because it's advanced.
Sure.
So the tumor is big. And I was like, okay. She was like, okay, I'm going to schedule you for an MRI because now we need to get the ball rolling. There's no time to be thinking about, internalizing this thing. We're now on autopilot.
We need to act. You're on autopilot. Yeah.
Because if we don't act fast, we don't know what this thing is doing in your body.
So you're sitting there, doctors saying all these things we want. Sure.
I think on that day I ignored people's phone calls. I was just ignoring people's phone calls because I just didn't know how to react.
So what happens then? What does doctor say?
Doctor then says, I'm going to now enter your details onto our oncology database because every week we meet as I'm an oncologist with our different cases, and we need to see how are we dealing with how urgent our cases are. But she was like, first things first, I am sending you to a CT scan because we need to check your entire body if it hasn't spread anyway. That's the first thing. Then I'm like, okay, cool. Eventually they book me and I go for the CT scan. Luckily, fortunately for God, it didn't move anywhere. It's on the right breast only. And on the other breast where there was multiple other lumps, those lumps now have died. There's nothing. So we are dealing with one breast. And I was like, okay, thank God, we at least dealing with that. I'm still thinking medical aid is new.
Waiting period.
There's no waiting period. Because I'd not been over a year.
Oh, okay.
Medical aid. Medical aid, now I have to register for oncology benefits and they were taking forever. I started this entire process at government.
So you just found out. Yeah, you leave Isbedlela. Do you call anybody before you leave, or what's going on?
I remember my mom because she kept calling me. And I remember I was ignoring people's calls on the day. Eventually, I'm like, let me just answer her. You know, I literally just broke the news to her over the phone. And I remember on that time, I went and I stood at a McDonald's somewhere because I'm lying. My son was going for a school sleepover and I needed to get him a sleeping bag. So I went to a macro. When I said macro, there was a McDonald's. I said that McDonald's, I think it's the only time I started dealing with this because then I broke down in the car and I'm like, okay, you know, let me do this before I get home with my kids because my kids are going to see me. And I don't want my kids to see me like this. Let me just let it out now before I get home. And I did that. By the time I got home, I'm like, okay, mealing now, you know? So I'm not going to be breaking down in front of the kids.
When do you tell mom?
I told mom on the phone.
Uthini momtshela?
I said, Ma, the test came back positive. There's breast cancer.
And what does mom say?
I could tell she was not okay. I could tell she was not okay. Yeah. I think also both of us, because we had to, you don't want to be scaring the kids as well. And yeah. And at that time also, my 21-year-old comes back. She's pregnant.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got 2 blows that I need to deal with.
Yeah.
Which one am I dealing with? And one, I'm so angry with life right now because you've decided, I try and live as healthily as possible, and you decide to bring cancer my way. And then this child comes and decides to disappoint me and gets impregnated. And so late to say I'm even going to, because I would have taken her, Mina, to go and terminate. But you've stayed so long that
so
you
long?
are over the termination period. She was already over 3 months. I'm like, which one am I dealing with? I was so mad. I was so mad. And I remember my mom was like, logo ka is not a sickness. Uzozala, kids grow.
Uzozala, kids grow, yeah.
You know, yours, you can't be not okay. Stress. Like, we're going to deal with the cancer. This one, she's fine. So autopiloting through emotions as well. Like, you're not dealing with this emotion, you're dealing with this one. It's just been, winging it.
So your daughter's back, she's pregnant, you're going to be a grandmother, and now you cancer positive and you're winging it, you're applying to medical aid for the oncology benefits. Everything seems like it's tumbling on you. Do you just keep this between you and your mom? When do you start talking about it?
I don't keep it in for long, hey? I don't even remember having to hide the fact that this is what I'm dealing with. I've always been open with it. I've always been open. I think for me also that's just somewhat therapeutic. Like you've said, you never know who you're healing or who you're educating out there, because as Black community, we don't talk about this. We hide this. And at some point, I remember my aunt was like, "No, we're gonna keep this in. We're not letting people know." And I'm like,
why? I think we as we grow, I always say that we need to unlearn certain things. Like, certain people give me the weird eye to say, why are you talking about grief? We don't talk about those things. We don't talk about what we go through when we lose people and grief. But why
We're
would
never a nation that was told to open up.
we
It's
grew up
okay.
knowing Guti Yonkinto.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that harmed us more
True.
than ever.
True.
When do you tell your kids?
I think we probably told them maybe 2 days. No, but I think, 2 days. We kept it in for a bit.
2 days
Like
after
2
you came
days
back from
after.
hospital. How do you tell them?
Mom's got cancer.
How?
We literally set them down.
Put me in the
We
picture. Like I
literally-
love being part of this picture. How do you tell them? How do you plan to tell them what happens? Who's there?
So I didn't hide the fact that, this is what I'm going through. I'm going through tests. I'm going through this and then. But on the day that I was going to fetch the results, I didn't let them know that I'm actually going for my test results, But I didn't hide. I've always been, because I'm a young mom, I've always been open with my kids. I've never been the type of mom that, ukudla izinto. My kids have got a young mom who's very frank with them. So when I started the journey also, they knew, okay, this is it. Mommy's got a lump here and she's going through tests for cancer and so when the time came, it was easier to say, okay, what mommy was going through, the tests and everything that doctors found that this lump on the breast is actually a cancer. But luckily it hasn't spread anyway. So it's still treatable. It's going to be difficult, but it's treatable.
Do they understand?
I think my daughter, she's older, comprehension is there. My two boys, because they're the youngest, he didn't comprehend it. The middle one especially, he didn't. He still was like happy-go-lucky. Okay, mom is sick,
Yeah.
But the depth of the sickness, he didn't understand until recently.
Until recently.
Until recently.
What happened?
So, I was diagnosed in Feb. I started chemotherapy in March. And in March, I started the chemotherapy state hospital. So the doctor at state hospital says to me, no, but you've got medical aid. Let's do your motivations for medical aid and stuff. The second treatment also, I come back at state. Luckily, on the same day that I was going through my second chemotherapy session, medical aid comes back and says to me, we've approved your oncology benefits. Immediately then my doctor says, there's a great doctor. I'm going to find you. I'm going to refer you to him, So I'm like, no, I'm okay. Refer me to anybody. She refers me to the doctor. Third chemotherapy, I was going every third week. The third one, I go privately. The doctor then says to me, okay, we're going to carry on with the treatment, the same treatment that they were giving you at state. There's just certain other meds that I'm going to put into your chemotherapy. So he does, and then he says, at the end of this process, your last four treatments are going to be the Red Devil chemo, which is the strongest.
Red Devil.
It's called the Red Devil because it's in red. It's orangish, reddish in color. He says, I'm going to put you on that at the end of your treatment. And I'm like, just when I thought I survived, because everybody in the cancer world, everybody just knows the Red Devil will cripple the patient. Beginning of July, I go for my first red devil treatment. That takes a toll on my body to put me completely out. Completely out. I normally give myself, my body, I'm used to it now. The chemo is very harsh on the body, you know. 2, maybe 3, 4 days, I know I can't do anything. I'm sick. I can't eat.
After chemo?
Yeah. Post chemo, day 2, 3, 4.
Sure.
You can't. There's absolutely nothing that you're gonna say you're gonna do. You're nauseated. Your sense of taste is gone. If not, other people are throwing up. Been lucky I'm not throwing up. You throw up. You are nauseated the whole day. You've got heartburn the whole day. You literally are not yourself. Your bones hurt. Your joints hurt. Everything hurts. So with the last one, with the first one, the red devil, day 2, day 3, day 4, I'm not getting better. In fact, I was getting worse. And I remember my mom says she emailed my doctor saying this person is not, she's going under. She's not eating. I couldn't even eat. I couldn't even drink water. Water was not going down. And then eventually the doctor comes back to us on Tuesday, says, come through to the consulting rooms. Let me see her first. Immediately when we got there, the doctor sees me and is like, I don't have to even consult with you. I'm admitting you right now. So when I was admitted, when they checked my blood levels, my white cells were on 0. My red blood cells were on 0. Hemoglobin was on 0. Iron was on 0.
Sure.
So it hit everything on me. They quickly rushed me off to an isolation ward because they're like, it's susceptible to any kind of infections.
Infection right now.
Right now, your body's like got no protection. They put me there, isolation. While I'm in isolation at high care, my blood pressure starts dropping. I'm running a temperature, and they're like, no, could be an infection. Now we can't keep you here. We need to put you in ICU.
Sure.
They rushed me off to ICU. I think I was in ICU for 4 days. I think that was the first time also I realized you are dealing with cancer here. You are dealing with cancer. For the past few months, my chemo has been friendly to me. My body has gotten used to the fact that, okay, every week we are going for chemo. My mind has already stated that for the next 3 days, Tutu, you are not going to be well. I've already dealt with that. But for the first time, and I'm sitting there in ICU, and I'm like, you are dealing with cancer. For me to be sitting there and in ICU, ICU are people that are unaware of their surroundings.
Yeah.
They're in comas, and I'm the only patient in there that is aware of their surroundings. It messed with my mind.
How?
1 minute, they're rushing CPR this to patients. And you're sitting in there. My ward's way to in ICU at last. So you can see ngalela patient leyana ihleli ngamapipe, ihleli ngani. And when they rush over ngale to do ama CPR and stuff, I'm the only one that's aware. As much as I'm in ICU, but I'm the only patient in there that is self-aware of what's going on. Uhleli ICU. So that boggled with my mind. I'm like, okay, I'm sitting here with people that are super sick. The last one was, there's a patient that they couldn't save in there. Lord.
Mm.
That will not be me.
Mm.
That will not be me. I remember the matron coming through to me and saying, Sisi, ngicela ukuvala your curtain because kumele sizodlulisa isidumbu.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. I think that time was like, there's absolutely no ways. Absolutely no ways I'm allowing myself to go through this. Eventually, my because while I was there, they had treated me. They had to put me on blood transfusions to try and help my blood to have my blood cells working again. So I had 2 blood transfusions there, and my body's starting to pick up. But even if I'm picking up, when they decided to take me over, it's okay. Your blood cells are okay now, but we're still going to put you onto high care. We're not putting you into a normal ward.
Yeah.
They then put me back a normal one. Now I'm starting to eat again. I'm starting to, health is starting to come back, That is, like I said, that was the first time in reality for me that I'm dealing with a terminal illness. And I think that's when I'm saying to you that my son also only for the first time realized
That mom
what
is
his
sick.
mom is going through, because constantly my son is happy, go check it out. Okay, hi mom, how are you? Okay, that's fine. I'll come back to chemo. Hey ma, how are you feeling today? Okay, sharp. But that period, my son was calling me every day. Like you could tell that, okay, this one is really affected now. How are you? Okay, mommy. Sharp. And he come back. Like I remember coming back home, and he called me. He's like, hello, my love. How are you? How are you feeling? Okay. All right. I'm glad you're home. Like, okay. This one was, yeah.
It was hitting him.
Yeah.
So, before you were diagnosed, you went through a separation. Is it a divorce or a separation?
Separation, because Bisingaga Steiny, but we'd done the whole lot of things. And yeah.
So, do you tell the father of your kids now?
I had to.
When do you tell him?
Immediately. I think a week after, because he was coming to fetch the little one. I said to him, I need to speak to you. When you come and fetch, because normally it's a quick transition. He comes and picks up Mtwana
and he's gone.
He's gone. I said to him, when you come and pick up this one, like, I want us to have a conversation. He says to me, what about? I'm like, this one probably thinks.
You want him back.
I want to say.
Maybe you want to reconcile. Maybe you want
no.
love back.
And I said to him, no. It's about a recent health diagnosis. I just found, like, okay, cool. But shame. When I told him, it was like, I'll be supportive. However way you need help. I'm like, okay. He's been supportive.
And to the kids also. Is it? How has this diagnosis made you look at life differently? Like what has it kind of like switched you into looking at life in a different perspective?
My patience threshold is this much. And having gone through chemo for the past couple of months, I've been going to chemo now 4 months, 5 months. Yeah. It's taught me a lot about being patient. It's taught me a lot about some things you have absolutely no control of, and you'll never have control of. You know, I'm not the type of person I want to have control of everything that I'm doing, and that's the one thing that it's dealt me with. Life as I know it's completely changed, and I don't think it will be the same ever again. There's no going back to the normalcy that I'm used to. I think it's a rebirth of some sort, you know.
Do you find yourself, I mean, after my daughter passed on, I cleaved more to women who had lost children. Do you find yourself cleaving off more to people who are cancer survivors or people who are going through the same?
You know, funny enough, at some point there's a sense of my purpose is for me to be out there and assisting or motivating women. That is even prior to cancer or even having left my marital home. Like I know because I'd speak to women and people would be like, "Did you have no idea?" Having chatted with you has made me feel better, you know. And I've always known there's a sense of purpose for me to motivate, and if I speak, this would help the next person. So that's why it was easier for me when I documented the whole process, the whole cancer journey, because I'm still going through it. You know, I'm not done. Um, so for me right now, you know, when I speak to them and I connect with the others on TikTok, on social medias, other people that are going through this. So like, thank you, you know, as much as I didn't document my journey, but thank you for doing this. And that feels so good. Right now it feels so good.
Because I usually say you might find that whatever you're going through at that moment is somebody else's strength. You know, I saw one video of yours. I think this one made me cry. You were lying. I think you're bald.
I'm completely bald because chemo, remember,
Yeah.
chemo kills our hair. So
Okay.
I don't have hair.
Sure.
Kills every chemo. What it does to the body, the chemicals, it doesn't detect which cell is healthy, which cell is not healthy. So it comes in and destroys whatever fast growing cells. So remember, your nails is a fast growing cell. Your hair is a fast growing cell. So it comes in and it just kills cells. So that's why most of the time you'll see us cancer patients, we are bald. Chemo.
Sure.
Or they look sickly. They look sickly because the chemo comes in and before it heals you, it comes and destroys first. So you'll see people. I think maybe also that's another thing where we were the whole taboo thing, because the cancer patients look like abantu AIDS. Remember what AIDS patients back then, because now with sababoni kangako people with
Yeah, back
AIDS.
then it was stigmatized.
Yes.
They had a certain look for them.
Yes, when they'd go into full blown AIDS
when they were
stages, people would hide. Cancer would do that
Do the
too.
same.
The chemotherapy would do the same thing to cancer patients.
I saw a video of yours. I think you were lying down with no hair, and I cried. I thought, God, so life can just turn just like that.
In a blink of an eye.
With a blink of an eye. And it took me back to realizing, Guti, nkulunkulu, ngiyabonga. We need to learn to be thankful at all times because life can turn just like that. Look at me. Just like that, my daughter cried of a headache and she was gone. Just like that, you went for a test and now you've got cancer. Like life just, it throws curveballs at us that we don't expect. You're grieving the health that you knew so well, Uti.
I'm taking care of myself. Why? Where does cancer come from? You know, you're taking really good care. You're trying pussy. You don't smoke. You know, somewhat you're keeping yourself good. And then
Was it only, you went through only medical treatment? There was no one in the family who said, hey, ngazu baba's bani
all the time.
or ngazu gogo's
My dad.
uma fule entabeni
My
or uma
dad.
hlala in whatever.
That came from my dad. My dad every time he calls, he'd ask me, did you call Usman Ban? Babu Usman Ban.
Yeah.
And now it's a joke for me. Babu Usman Ban.
Yeah.
Ama kambi, ama in. I'm like, and then you find out, you must get soursop. It helps in. You must get in. I'm like, you know, I'm closing off this noise.
How do you navigate that? Because I'm sure, if you say it's your dad, I'm sure he once came and had a conversation and said, "Mntanam, kunomkhulu wafa."
Yeah, so olapha lento.
Uzokulapha lento.
Yeah.
And when you had that conversation, how was that?
I said to him, I'll go, Baba.
Oh.
Yeah, no, also for peace sake. Because also you don't want to be snagged, sabantu.
Yeah.
People, they come in genuinely because our beliefs are fun, you know.
But obviously discovered you didn't go.
No, I didn't go. Why am I going to
and
go
what did
there?
he say?
Also, I remember there was one time I tried herbs. So we bought soursop leaves with mom and inzang.
Okay.
And boil it.
Yeah.
And drink this thing
Yeah.
because it also helps.
Yeah.
You know, my doctor, when I went the following week, my doctor says to me, because before chemo, you'll see on the social page, my social media page, prior to taking chemo, when it's chemo day, I go straight to the lab center first because they need to draw blood first.
Yeah.
That blood results come back within about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I go up to see my doctor.
Yeah.
My doctor looks at the results first and then makes a decision. It's okay, your blood results look okay, you can go for chemo today. So on the day, he looks at my results.
After you drank insang,
Your soaps and your
everything
and your things last week. He says to me, your liver's crying. Are you taking herbs? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
So ever since that day, I was like, there's no ways. I'm not even taking your soursops and your whatevers. I am going to rely on the Western medicine because you read, there's so many survivors of this thing. It's not terminal. And even if it's terminal, you find cancer patients where they've been told, we can't help you anymore. But they're still alive.
They're still alive, yeah. So did you tell Dad, Uti?
No, I didn't. Shame. I didn't tell him. I know. Shame. He's going to be hurt.
Yeah.
Leave him in his belief.
Yeah.
And I'll say, okay, Papa, ngihambile ngayofuna amakhambi lawa.
Yeah.
For peace sake.
For peace sake.
Yeah.
Sure.
But no, I'm not. I'm literally relying on what my doctor's giving me. And yeah, that's it.
And church?
Of course. Of course.
Prayer.
Prayer helps. Prayer helps a lot.
Do you find that you are now more, as I heard you said you're more patient now, you're more understanding.
I'm learning.
You're learning.
It's forcing me to, you have to have patience.
Sure. Do you find yourself When you're sitting, do you find yourself ever wanting to plan ahead? Because maybe you've got fears that your
I
mom and
do.
your
Let me
dad and your
tell
children
you.
don't know.
Let me tell you, with this disease, um, it's scary. You can't relax because you hear people saying, I was in remission, which is you were cleared of cancer, and 2 years later, it was picked up somewhere else. You know, it's always a scary thought, um, that I might be going through this process now, and God forbid, I don't go through it again in the next couple of years, because it's a lot. It's a lot. It really does take a toll mentally more than anything. I chemo works on your body, but cancer works in the mind.
Are you seeing a therapist for it? Are you going for counseling for the mental part?
I don't want to.
You didn't want to.
I still don't want to. I remember in hospital now, when I was in hospital because I was fighting with my doctor, I'm like, you are going to discharge me because I'm feeling much better. And like, your people here are telling me about my blood pressure, but my blood pressure, I've always been a patient or a person with a blood pressure that's low. So your doctors want me to have a blood pressure that is not my normal. I was fighting, and he was like, no, dude, I think now you need to get a therapist. I'm like, there's no ways I'm getting a therapist, because if I get a therapist, you're going to keep me here in hospital now saying, now you've
going
got
through
mental issues. You have to be in hospital. I'm like, there's absolutely no ways I'm staying in hospital. I don't want a therapist. I'll be okay.
But you are aware that it's possibly is affecting your mental health also.
It is.
So
it
you
is.
do need to do
And
what
there
your
is. It's
doctor
not
says.
like, trust me, ngena go medical aid online and I go to my oncology benefits. There is that thing that says
Yes,
therapist, oncology therapist.
and you're not taking advantage of that. Not yet.
No, not yet. No. I've been okay. I've been okay. Like I said, I think for the first time I actually dealt with this now.
And with
And I
work,
went to hospital. Work, they've been good. I've been blessed in that sense. Work, I think my HOD, because she's a cancer survivor as well, she knows the journey. So I don't want to lie. Work front has really been a blessing. My people will tell me you only log in when you are feeling okay, and when you're not okay,
the beauty of working from home also.
you don't log in. We don't even want to see you here in the office. On office days, we don't want to see you here in the office because you don't want to be catching on people's flus, and now we have to deal with you being, because your flu is detrimental. Because remember, my immune system is compromised already. So if I get flu, it's not just flu. It now it would take in Disney that I've also just been staying away. I've been indoors. I just
It makes sense now because when we were talking on the phone, you were like, once I've been for chemo, I'm out for a few days. I can't come this weekend, that weekend. I couldn't understand to say, hey, well, she sees the doctor and she's out for a few days.
No.
Like, when's another? Like, I couldn't for the life of me understand. But now
No.
that you're putting me through the journey, because Nami, I'm learning something from you. And as I'm looking at you, I'm thinking, I'm praying in my heart. I'm like, God, Yazi, we all going through things. That's why I always say to people, be kind to everybody's fighting a battle we know nothing about. I couldn't for the life of me understand, Guti, how do you go to the doctor, then for a few days you're out of it?
No, chemo is bad on the body. Chemo is bad on the body.
If you could have a conversation with your younger self right now, what would you say? In this current moment, you're going through chemo, you've got your kids, you're a grandmother now, and you've separated, you're back at home with mom, what would you say to your younger self?
Be kind to yourself.
And she'd ask, why are you saying
Be
this?
kind to yourself because for the longest with me, because I had my kids early, I've always been a mom. I don't remember a period where, I started working, I was already a mom.
Mom, yeah.
Fighting that, my kids are okay. Navigating. Yeah, mfana lo akushade.
Yeah.
So I've always had a battle that I needed to conquer. But sometimes it's okay not to be fighting. And let God do what God needs to do.
And do you somehow see, I know sometimes they'll say, it's like after we've buried somebody, someone or something gets birthed. You're going through this and there's your daughter, she's pregnant. Do you somehow see, how is that done?
Correlation.
Yeah, do you see the correlation of, I'm going through this, but here's this little child that I'm going to clean
And
on.
can I tell you, this child, the mother comes back to me one time from her antenatal checkup. She says, Mommy, the doctor says he's inducing me on the 9th of June. 9th of June is my birthday.
Oh. What does that mean to you?
I'm like, what the hell is happening with 2026?
Yeah.
What is this big lesson that you want me to learn? Yeah, it's funny. This year has been a very funny year. I joke around it and I say it's my COVID year.
Yeah.
Because it's a cancelled year for me.
Yeah.
I'm going through treatment for the entire year.
Sure.
Because after this, I've got 3 more sessions of chemo.
Yeah.
After chemo, I break for 4 weeks and I go for surgery for the breast.
Sure.
After 4 weeks of the breast, then I go for radiation. So I'm only going to finish this journey probably in March next year.
In March next year. And through all the step of the way, you need to have the hope.
I have to. It's the only thing faith. Faith.
I want to ask something. So, you still have your breasts, right?
Yes, I haven't gone through surgery yet.
Does surgery mean they're going to remove it or they're going to remove the lump?
I saw my breast surgeon last week and I said to him, I want both of them gone because I don't want to go through this thing again.
You said what?
I want both breasts gone. I don't want to be going through this process ever again. I don't wish it for my worst enemy.
That's why you must go for therapy.
I don't want both of them.
You need therapy. Can we agree on that? That's why you need therapy. That's why oncologist, therapist is there. I think these are conversations you must have with your therapist.
Because my doctor's like, the way that I'm aggressively treating you, I want this lump to be gone so that by the time you go to therapy, you don't have anything. They're only just opening that breast to remove the cactus of the tumor. But I don't want it. I don't even want. Remember, when I started this journey, I said I had lumps on the other side as well.
And they no more there.
And these lumps also went Zaitulela and died. But if I've had them before, what makes me think they're not going to regrow?
But what makes you think that they might not, Busi?
Because my issue then is, okay, it's fueled by hormones. So the type of cancer, when they test also, they test the tumor. When they found mine, they say it's triple positive, right? Triple positive meaning it's a hormonal tumor. Though I'm obviously going to be put on hormone replacement, but after about 10 years again, my hormones are starting to rebalance again. It's either breast,
Therapy.
no?
Can we agree, you and I, from this conversation, that you're gonna go see your oncologist, therapist?
I've breastfed already. Why? These things are just sitting there collecting dust.
So you want them out?
Yes.
Okay, fine. You want them out, but therapy. I advocate for therapy. Busi, like
I'll probably
I
do it.
advocate for therapy. I always tell people, Guti, the fact that I'm still taking medication for my mental health, the fact that you see a therapist doesn't mean you're crazy, but sometimes you just need
Put
that
things
therapy
into
to put things
perspective.
into perspective. Because sometimes I go offline, and then I need that therapist put me back in order. And sometimes the medication helps put me back in order. Can we agree that in good time you're gonna go for therapy before you chop both breasts off?
I'll probably do it. I'll probably do it before, but I think my mind's made up.
What message would you give to somebody that's watching you now and saying, hey, Yazi, Nami, I think I've got a lump but ngiyasaba ukuyochecka, angifuni
Go.
ukuyochecka, or umuntu othi, hayi, no, maybe now, but they've just finished breastfeeding and they're thinking, no, it's because I've just finished breastfeeding. What's your final
However-
message?
However small that lump may be, go and see a doctor. And don't take it, there's one thing, our bodies will tell us there's something wrong. And your conscience will also tell you
there's something
wrong.
There's something wrong.
Just don't take it at face value. Doctors think they know so, but your God will also tell you in the sixth sense that there's something wrong. However small it may be,
Run to the
whether you're a man or whether you're a female,
Go get
because
it.
men also get
get.
breast cancer. We sit there and we see men in consultation rooms.
Sure. I want to say thank God you don't look like what you're going through, because you are still beautiful, Umuhle, and you're still able to articulate well. You speak well. You are beautiful. You are beauty personified. And I know, Uti, this journey that you're in now, God's going to use you to educate others and bring forth life to others who are no longer feeling like they're giving up. I think this episode is one where I'm sitting and I'm learning so much, because grieving a life of health that I had before, and now I have to adjust to all these medical things. That's why I always say grief is multifaceted.
True.
I never thought I would sit and have a conversation about breast cancer, and now I'm worried. I must also go check myself. You never know these things, because
Rest.
in an instance, in a flash, life can change. In the blink of an eye, life can change. That is why I always say, in all we do, in all we say, let's exercise kindness, because everybody out there is fighting a battle we know absolutely nothing about. Today it's me, tomorrow it's you. The wheel turns. Let's exercise kindness. I am Sihle CBC, and this is Diary of a Grieving Mother.